Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 31 days of cut files with MK and Janet, and I am combining it today with Stretch the Sketch. So I am going to be doing a double page layout. This is the sketch we are using. It is from Laura Whitaker, and I took some some liberties with this one. I do have some smaller photos that I'm going to be using, but I have this huge cut file that says road trip, and that's going to be my title. So my title is going to take up quite a bit of room, and I'm going to have two small photos on the same size as my title, and I am going to put two larger photos on the opposite page. So I just took some Dilutions black marble spray and sprayed the cut file, the outside of it, so that it'll be black. And I know it looks like I'm going to be using a piece of black paper here, which I am, but there's going to be some other papers on top of it. So what I am doing here with the insides of the letters from that road trip sign is I'm using a bunch of the little color swatch rub-ons from the 49 and Market Spectrum Sherbert collection. And I am just rubbing them on to these letters randomly. Now I'm showing you how I do the first letter kind of in at a regular speed, or at a speed that it's not actually real time, but at a speed that is manageable. And then the rest of it you're going to see, but it's going to be sped up quite a bit, because it took me quite a while to do this. This is not a quick layout to do. So if you're trying to do a quick layout, this is not the technique for you. And also, if you don't like to do rub-ons, this is not the technique for you, because once you start, you're committed. But I really like how it looks. It's got this kind of really cool patchwork look to it. And the interesting thing is when you do rub-ons and it's on a small surface like this, a little bit of the rub-on usually overhangs, and you can see some of it getting on the black paper there, which is fine with me because there's going to be paper over this. This black paper is really just to create an outline all the way around the outside of my layout. So I don't care that it's actually getting on there, but it means that it is a little bit more difficult to back or to put these in my little road sign framework, because if I just set them on top, those little pieces still overhang unless I go through and trim every single one of them off with scissors, and then they get stuck to your scissors. Or you kind of have to fold them back. Any of the pieces that are overhanging have to be folded back, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So to be honest with you, I'm sorry to say that, but it was kind of a little bit of a struggle. So it took me a little bit to figure out how I was going to do that. And what I end up doing, and you're going to see it coming up in a bit here, is I flip my road trip sign, the framework, upside down, and then I lay my letters in it from the back, just like I'm backing a cut file. But because these letters are cut to be the exact size, they're not offset at all, which I could have offset them for myself, but we did not include an offset in the 31 days of cut files physical product that we sent out. That would have been a whole nother file to cut. So we didn't include something like that, but we did include the insides in case you wanted to paint them, or whatever, use them as a template to cut your own pattern paper. And so I'm just using the insides just like everybody else was given in their kits. So I flipping the whole thing over and backing it from the back, and then because they are the exact same size as the outline, they fit just perfectly inside. I have to use washi tape to hold them there until I can flip the whole thing over and then glue them down. So that's what I end up doing. I know it seems like a lot of work, and it kind of was a bit of work, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind doing the work sometimes. It's very kind of relaxing, and I know it seems like it's tedious, but I had a TV show on while I was sitting here, or I was chatting with a friend. I don't even remember what I was doing, but I was just sitting here working on that and enjoying some peace and quiet and a little bit of a chat or a video, and it wasn't a big deal. So the sketch from Laura has some mixed media on it, and I'm not doing any mixed media on here. I am going to be using these papers from 49 and Market, and they already have a mixed media feel to them. Now, I don't remember where the blue one is from, but the orange one is from Spectrum Sherbet, trying to still use up those papers. And so this one is also from Spectrum Sherbet, trying to use it up. And so I'm like, I'm just going to cut into that and use it as a little piece sticking in from underneath the orange. And I like the way that it ends up looking, but I kind of veered away from the mixed media background just because it already has that mixed media feel to it. I am inking everything with some black soot distress ink because I've got this black road trip sign. I want it to definitely all kind of have a black, everything be inked in black just so it has that nice bold crisp line. So here's where I am backing my road trip sign, and I'm just, like I said, using some old washi tape and putting it in the spots where it's not going to show, and then I will put some liquid glue on the back of everything and stick it down. Okay, and so the centers of the eye, that is actually a stop sign. I used some red rub-ons. If you purchased the kit from us, you got all of the insides to the letters and the insides of the stop sign and all of that good stuff. So I inked up all of the letters, the little O's that go around the inside of the stop sign, and I just went ahead and glued those little circles down over the red, yellow, and green, and then I will just cut them out and put them back inside that little stop sign so that it all kind of goes all back together. The center of the O I had to just trace and cut because the insides of it were all the little tiny pieces that were the leftovers of that compass rose piece. So that one I did have to actually cut the white part of to back that O, but everything else was already in the kit. So I thought that was kind of fun. I really like how it ends up looking. It's very different, and I think it's kind of unique. And then if you're wondering what my photos are about, it was a road trip. I was going to a retreat in to meet up with MK and another friend of ours that has moved away from our area, and then so myself and two of my other friends, we carpool to Nevada to go to this retreat. We get up early, and one of my friends drives, and so those are some pictures as the sun was coming up while we were on the road. And then there is a photo of all of our luggage once we got there and unloaded the car. Interestingly enough, we didn't actually fill the car. It looked like it was full, but it wasn't full. We had quite a bit more room because we typically meet at a parking lot and we all shove our stuff in her car and go. When you have just one layer of bags in the car, like she has to come with one layer of bags because she can't like stack it all up because it just would fall over. And then we kind of have to shuffle things around and move it. So it wasn't packed the best, but we had a lot more room now. Keeping that in mind, that this is the first year we went together. The second year we packed the car really full. We actually had so much stuff we barely could fit it in coming home. Because we came home with more stuff than we went with because MK did a special delivery while we were there. So anyway, that's our load of bags, and then the GPS sign is the time that we are supposed to arrive in at the retreat, and so I took a picture of that and sent it. I had sent it, I think, to our other friend Lynn that was meeting us there, and possibly to MK as well, just to let them know what time we were arriving and all of that kind of stuff. So I thought I would go ahead and include that. In case you're wondering what that Twix bar is, that is a Twix ice cream. We ended up stopping on the way to, I think we made a pit stop for the bathrooms and fuel, and then we were like, hey, we should just grab some ice cream for breakfast. And we're kind of joking around about it, and then we ended up buying ice cream for breakfast. Yeah, that's kind of how we roll. So that is a Twix ice cream bar that I had for breakfast. So got to document those kind of fun things too. All of these little white pieces are acrylic white pieces that MK cut for me for a retreat I hosted. They were a table gift for everybody who attended, in case you're wondering about those pieces. So those are kind of custom. And I really like them. I think they're super fun, and they're really, really small, which is really cool. I think that that's kind of different as well. And then all of my other little pieces are from the Spectrum Sherbert collection from 49 and Market. So in the sketch in the bottom left-hand corner, there is some detail work there with something coming in off the edge. It looks like a little journaling spot, and then some flowers. And so I am doing that, but in the opposite corner, bottom right-hand corner. And then it looks like coming out from the photos, there is some layers of paper maybe at the top. And then upper right-hand corner of the photos, there is a little bit more detail work. So I am kind of just reversing the whole thing. So my two larger photos have that detail work in the upper left-hand corner of them versus the upper right-hand corner. And then basically completely flipped the sketch. Now my photos, of course, are a different size and in a different laid out differently, but you know, that's okay. Sketches are to take inspiration from. You can follow them exactly if that's your preference, no problem, but they really are just a good jumping off point for you to get started. And so that is the inspiration that I took from this sketch and turned it into a double pager. And I really like the way that it came out. The paper colors were just perfect for that sunrise. And so that's why I chose those papers. And then I wanted the title to be a little bit more bold. And so that's why I chose the rub-ons that I picked. I didn't want them to be quite as light as the papers. I wanted them to stand out a bit for that. So I have these little label pieces I'm stacking up here. I'm going to put this little camera nestled at the end of this Oh Happy Day one using some glue dots or Zotz Bling. I kind of use those interchangeably, so it could be one or the other or both on any given day. And then again, inking up all of my little pieces so that they all stand out and you can easily see all the different layers. I really like how that looks. And I really like these little torn paper edges that come in the Spectrum Sherbert collection. Or actually, I think they come in a lot of the 49 and Market collections. So I like how that's looking. So I just put a little compass up there, holding that little spot. And then I'm going to use that little signpost that is going to go on my little photo of the GPS area or GPS coordinates. And then I'm just trying to figure out which one of these little circles I want to put behind the signpost. I end up using, I think, the yellow one, just to bring in the yellow over to that area. And then inside of the geotags that came in this set, you can see the geotag right above the Oh Happy Day. There were little tiny stars, and I mean little tiny. And so I just scattered those amongst the stop sign or stoplight. And then I decided to add a little bit more of another layer of paper here underneath this third photo. And that's where my journaling is going to go. I think I cut out the journaling, but you'll see it in the still shots. So I don't normally put journaling in my still shots, but here you get to see it. So something a little different. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. There are a bunch of people playing along with Stretch a Sketch. There will be a list down below with links so that you can go and check them out if you're interested in that kind of thing. And don't forget to go and check out what MK is doing for 31 Days of Cutfiles today using the same road trip sign that I have used. And I will be back again tomorrow doing a live over on 31 Days of Cutfiles using tomorrow's file, but I'll be back here again on Tuesday with another cut file layout. I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.